Hey everyone, I wanted to go through my sketchbook. This is kind of my daily sketchbook. Even though I don't draw in it daily, I didn't want to put that pressure on me. I wanted it to be something that I could document what happens daily. So this is a Moleskine Art Plus sketchbook in black. As you can see, it's not really decorated. For right now, I just kind of want to keep it plain. This is the beginning of June. We started it off with a bang, and excuse my terrible penmanship. I was practicing some things that I learned from some calligraphy YouTube pages, but it did not go so well. This is to document when Abner and I went to Owen's Ordinary here in Maryland. It was okay. I don't think I would necessarily go back for the food. It was very highly priced for what we got. And so it was okay. But I wanted to kind of remember what was going on, and so I created the little symbol and made a little footnote about what we had. This is when we went to Tyson's Corner and we walked around for a while. We ended up having brunch at Founding Farmers, which I love their food, but I don't recommend the brunch. Especially if you have a smaller appetite, it's not worth it. The price tag is way too high. But I wanted to include like a little pull-out card right there. And I had an amazing lavender and chamomile tea. It was so good. And I'm not usually like a chamomile person, but this one was quite extraordinary. On this page, I wanted to document when I was dog sitting Renly. He's this amazing, well-mannered, like so incredibly sweet puppy. Well, I say puppy, but he's like a full-grown dog, but he's just so sweet. Absolutely had the time of my life dog sitting him, and was able to work on my Bob Hoover drawing while over there. So this is actually one of my favorite pieces that I have in here, and it's actually in my shop. But I wanted to swatch the new Schmincke, the new Schmincke 12-pan watercolor palette that I got. And this was the most fun way I thought of being able to do that. So I wanted to kind of see how some of them mixed. And again, this, I don't even know if I said this, but this isn't a watercolor paper. It's made for mostly sketching in ink. So this paper doesn't hold water very well, but I don't care. No one else is going to be using this book, and it's just something for me to flip through at different points. So I really, really, really enjoyed creating this as well. So I was late to the game with The Greatest Showman and ended up watching it over and over and over. Mostly when Abner is not here, because he's one of those people who watches a movie and is done with it. Like, he can watch it one time and be fine. Whereas I watch it over and over and over and over and over. And I think this was like on the 20th time I was watching it. And I loved every single time I watched it, this image, excuse me, when they sing, all I want is to fly with you, all I want is to fall with you. And they pan out and it's this image with the dramatic lighting, and I just thought it was breathtaking. So I don't know, I just really liked it. This is this is from when my sister posted on her Facebook this link about people and hobby horses, and how there's this community who wants to make hobby horsing an Olympic sport. So I made like notes and then drew the little Olympic rings down there. But I don't know, I really enjoyed watching people like hopping around with a hobby horse. It entertained me. This is based off of a performance artist. She actually is with a traveling cirque show, and I've been following her for a while. Her name is Angelica Bongiovanni. Hopefully I said that right. But I created this kind of wheel type, since she specializes in siren wheels, and then did very quick, very quick gestural drawings, and then created a painting off of some of the images. So this was a lot of fun to do. She has these photos with her in like a yellow environment and it's raining, and I really want to do something with that, but I don't feel skilled enough to be able to do it. So maybe some point in the future, but we'll see. I had gotten the Canon M100, and I kind of wanted to see what the hype was about, one, and I usually use my Vixia to film things. The Vixia is kind of bigger, and so I just wanted something portable for when we're going on trips, especially for our honeymoon, to still take pretty good, decent quality shots, but in like a lighter format. So ended up getting that, and then on the same day we had friends over to watch the Capitals win the Stanley Cup. I think that's what it is. Oh yeah, Stanley Cup, there it is. So it's kind of a plain page. I didn't really know what to do with it, and I didn't feel like inking a lot of it, but that's what came of that. This, I wanted to use a little bit more color. I started off with the Schminke and then switched to my Bombay and my De La Rowney inks. And this is to kind of get into more of textures. I really like different types of rocks, and I'm not a geologist, so please, I don't even know how to pronounce this. Blue agate? Agate? But I just really love the smooth texture mixed in with like the speckles in it, and so kind of wanted to play around with that. This was when we attended a Pride event, and it was so much fun. I think it's called Pride at the Capitol, and I made a vlog about it because, well, it's like not really a vlog, but it's kind of a shortened highlight reel. And then this is what inspired my Love is Love heart, and I put the band that got us into the beer tent, you know, the important stuff, into the beer tent over here, just to kind of remember, you know, our time there. It was a lot of fun, and we had such an amazing time. We met really great people, and it was a lot of fun. Excuse me. So this day I was feeling very lazy for the journal part. This is when I was still trying to do every single day and like almost forcing myself to do every day, even though I would still be creating stuff on the side. And it got to a point where I was just getting burnt out on this. So that's when I started saying, you know what, it's going to be when something happens, because I am drawing every day. It just may not be in here. But I decided to do a blind study, one line drawing, a blind contour one line drawing of someone that I saw in the tea shop. So yeah, that's what that is. And it was a little difficult. There's like gaps, so you can see like my pen somewhat lifted off the paper when I was trying to like go over it. But I assure you, this was done in one line. I mean, I don't think I have to, like explain this one too much. Moving on. This was when I traveled back to Kansas City. I am from Kansas City and miss it so. And so I was able to go back for a lovely bridal shower that my two aunts and my cousin put on for me. And I always say when you start to see flat, or when you start to see flatness, that's when you know you're in Kansas City or near Kansas City. And this was just, you know, I flew Southwest like I normally do. And it was nice. It was nice for me to be able to do this. Plus I was experimenting with some of the watercolors that I got from Hobby Lobby and Michael's. And yeah, that there wasn't much more explanation to that than that. This is atrocious. This is an atrocious page. Oh my gosh. But it's a landmark because I have not gotten my hair cut in so long. And so finally I got a cut. And then I started talking about like maybe the different things that I'll do after Abner and I get married to my hair. This was also experimenting with the watercolors that I got from Hobby Lobby. It's a Winsor Newton Cotman travel set, and it's more just because I did not bring any watercolors from home. So I just wanted something really quick and portable. I really like this succulent image. It's more suggestive than it is realistic. This is usually the type of base that I do for tulips before I draw like an ink overlay on it. I really liked the colors within the feather, and then like just try to do a peony and then some daisy stuff. So this is more based off the flower color scheme in a I almost said a bushel, in like a arrangement. Oh my gosh, my brain. But this is more of an arrangement from the actual bridal shower, and I really want to do more of a full out painting. I'm very inexperienced when it comes to watercolor, so I'm not exactly sure, but I vlogged a little bit from that visit, and as kind of like a tribute and a thank you to my family, I really want to do something to go along with that video. It was a beautiful, beautiful day. Okay, so this was how I announced my giveaway winners. I first tried to do it in my sketchbook, and it obviously turned out into a mess. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna mask it off, and it worked a lot better. And so that's on my Instagram as part of the giveaway winners. This was when we went to Springfield Manor. We actually started the day off in Frederick, and I say we, it's some friends and I did this, and it was so much fun. We had a fantastic time. It was the perfect day. We started off in Frederick with brunch, and then we walked around. I'd never been there. We walked around. It was fantastic. It reminded me actually a lot of Kansas City. And it was just amazing. So then we went to Springfield Manor, and I saw this gazebo. I don't know why I pronounced that so weird. Gazebo. I saw this gazebo, and it reminded me of my childhood. And my grandparents had a gazebo, and so I really wanted to document how beautiful the landscape was. And you know, they had lavender fields, and it was quite the time. And then this next page. So we went to this, this isn't my favorite page like visually, but memory wise, this was so much fun. We went to a burlesque show. If you enjoy the male form and you enjoy brunch, this is the place to go in DC. Saks, it was so much fun. And the artistry there was this guy who did Ariel with chains and then silks, and I mean, it was so much fun. We had a blast. Oh boy. This was when I was a little bored and attempted to draw Mr. Winston, and it did not go as planned, as you can see. I was trying to do very more of a suggestive rough sketch, and no, he does not look like that at all. But then I started documenting like his eyes, because he moves constantly, as anyone with most animals know. They just move constantly. And so I thought it was interesting that when he was like asleep, one eye is still slightly open, and it kind of creeps me out. But I kind of wanted to document some of the nuances with his eye shapes. I was getting a little drained because at this point I've been busting out drawings for an art show in September. So I just wanted to kind of pick 3 colors and experiment with using those, and this is what came up. I put sticker here because I didn't know. It doesn't really translate very well when I scan it, but I think I might try to do a larger portion and then vectorize it and try to do a sticker out of it. But I wrote the pigment numbers there so I'd remember. It was a lot of fun. This page is in relationship to my Bob Hoover drawing. He, not to be too long-winded about it, because I might do a separate video about him in general, but he was just an amazing acrobatic pilot. And so he really helped revolutionize the way we think about flying. And I don't know, I felt like to accompany that drawing, I should maybe do some paintings of his planes. So I finished one, and this is how it came out. And I'm thinking about doing a series because I was able to scan this with just the line work and none of the watercolor. And so I think I'm going to do that for my nephew for his like Christmas or something, is try to make him a coloring book full of planes because he loves planes and aviation. And this is because we saw The Incredibles 2 and it was amazing. And yeah, I really liked it. I'm a huge, huge animation fan, and this did not disappoint me at all. I really wanted to draw Edna, but I decided to go ahead and draw the screenslaver. And what an interesting message too. It was Abner and I were talking about it after, and he kept pointing out like how adult themed it was, and I do have to agree for you know, sometimes like they'll throw in like adult themes or adult jokes here and there, but this was actually kind of like, I jumped a few times. Granted, I'm a scaredy cat, but this was a really good movie. And here I am practicing my June lettering and trying to figure out my Tombow marker, whatever it's called, the pen. What is this called? The Tombow. Oh geez, I don't even know. That's in Japanese. Whatever this is, the pen, the Tombow pen. And then we get to July. So I really hope that you had fun going through my sketchbook with me for the month of June. I'm thinking about making this a series, and yeah, we'll see. I still have quite a few pages left in this that are blank and ready to get started. So I hope you all have a very lovely start to your week or month or whatever. And I'll see you at the end of this month. Bye.